What's up, trainers? I'm Sean. Welcome to the channel. If you've already subscribed, welcome back. We're prepping for Pittsburg Regionals again with the best single prize deck from the Destined Rivals format. This is Ethan's Typhlosion. I've been waiting to play this deck on the ladder. I'm very much so interested to see how this compares, if it's worth the hype. I'm going to run through the deck real quick, show you how I'm playing it for the sake of this video. We have 1 copy of Shaymin, running 4 copies of Cyndaquil, 4 copies of Quilava, 3 of the Ethan's Typhlosion, 2 Victinis, 1 Fezandipiti EX, 2 Pidgeys, 2 Pidgeottos, 2 Pidgeot EX, 3 Buddy-Buddy Poffins, 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Energy Search, 1 Nest Ball, 1 Picnic Basket, 1 Rare Candy, 1 Redeemable Ticket, 1 Secret Box, 2 Super Rods, 3 Ultra Balls, 1 Artazon, 2 Gravity Mountains, 4 Arvens, 2 Boss's Orders, 4 Ethan's Adventures, 2 Ionos, 2 Professor's Research, 2 TM Evolutions, 5 Fire Energies. If I had to make any changes on this deck, I would find a way to include the new tool card, Brave Bengal. It should allow Ethan's Typhlosion to hit for 30 more HP. If I had to make any changes to that, that's the card I think I would add. But let me know in the comments what you think. Let's get into some gameplay. Alright, so with this deck, we want to go second. Because I don't run so many rare, I don't run an influx of rare candy. I don't see where going first really helps me. I'm not trying to get a quick buddy blast off, and I would prefer not to get the dude on turn 1. All right, so here we go. We're gonna lead with the Pidgey. Let's see here. I'm just gonna stay with a Pidgey. I hope this isn't a poison deck, because if so, it's not gonna go well for me. Let's say we're playing against Charizard, which is very interesting. I want to see how that works. I'm gonna get our 2 mulligans here. Okay, a Pidgeotto. That's not bad. You know, I will maintain with not throwing the Shaymin down. Okay, so we're gonna put our Buddy-Buddy Poffin down. We can get our 2 Cyndaquils. You know what? I am going to retreat into the Shaymin here, because I need to set up. Okay, so they're gonna Evo, they're gonna go ahead and get started, and that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have an issue with this. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and evolve here. Because I know I run a lot of Professor's Research, and I have an ability to discard a lot of cards, I'm gonna go ahead and Iono here. And then I'm gonna Ethan's Adventure and see what we have. Okay. So we got 1, 2. So we're gonna need the Redeemable Ticket at some point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Ultra Ball. Here, let me get this Quilava out here. And then we're going to Use this Quilava, get this next season's adventure. We're gonna energy search for a fire. And then I will end my turn here. Okay, that's fine. We'll take the damage. We'll take the damage. Let's go and let's see if we had, I'm trying to see. I think the safe thing to do here I'm gonna Pidgeot here and see what we have access to. We have access to Secret Box. Okay. I'm going to use the Secret Box. And I want Evo, Redeemable Ticket, Artazon, and Research. I'm gonna play the Artazon down. Got another Cyndaquil. I'm gonna use the Redeemable Ticket. I'm gonna use Bonded by the Journey to get that other Ethan's Adventure. I'm gonna Professor's Research. Because I don't think that Picnic Basket is really going to be relevant here, I don't mind just tossing that. And I'm going to go ahead and end my turn. Iono, okay, I'm not mad about that. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of their Pidgeot over here. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and lead with our Typhlosion. This ended up working itself out. We're gonna end up using this counter catcher. And then we're gonna use this Artazon. I'm gonna use quick search just to see what we have access to. Okay, I'm gonna grab this Pidgeot only because I know I do not need it, and I do not want to dead draw into that if I get Iono. So I will Buddy Blast here, knock out this Pidgeot, knock out their Pidgeot EX. Draw 2 cards here. I can see in this moment where we might want to include the Brave Bengal, because if I use Gravity Mountain, I'm only taking this Pokemon down to this Charizard down to 300 HP. I'm still gonna need to get extra damage, so I can understand why. I can understand for sure why having that. Why having that Brave Bengal is important. Because I'm going to say Victini is not going to get me there. Victini's not going to get me there. So yeah, I could definitely see where having that's going to be more of a benefit for me. Okay. So we're going to use the Ethan, or we're going to get Ethan's Typhlosion out. And we're going to see what this Artazon is talking about. Okay, so I don't have the other Pidgey. That's unfortunate because he decides to want to block me there. It's not going to be a good time. We're going to boss up the Pidgeot EX again. The Fezandipiti, Quilava. I'm going to use Super Rod to get this Typhlosion back, this Victini, and this Energy. And then we will I guess we're going to need to put this on the Quilava. This is fine. Put it on the Victini. That's also fine. And then we're going to use Buddy Blast for 290. You know what? I changed my mind. The Gravity Mountain with the 2 Victinis would get me where I needed to go. That's just a lot to have to, because I had to get the Gravity Mountain down, and I got to find the other. I have to have both Victinis on the bench. It's not a hard ask per se, but That's a lot of material. Where if you're already running 4 copies of Arven, which we are, it's very convenient to get the Brave Bengal and just attach it to Typhlosion, and that's where your extra 30 damage is coming from, which instead of relying on that extra bench space, in my opinion. It's not impossible, it is very tight. Prize one of these Victinis, home gets knocked out early. It's not an ideal situation to go into. So we're gonna buddy for that other Victini. We're gonna use that Gravity Mountain. And then we're gonna buddy blast and knock it out. But hey, it's smooth. I don't care for the fact that if I did not have both Victinis there to make that play work, I would have had to rely on Fezandipiti, using the Fezandipiti and hoping I drew into the last boss's orders I had in the deck. I do not care for that. A win is a window. Just some of the weaknesses I can see in this happening. But hey, so far, it ended up working itself out. So on to the next one. And if there's any like players out there that have a lot of experience with Ethan's Typhlosion, I would love to hear what you have to say about it in the comment section. I am no way, shape, or form a Typhlosion main, but I really do like the deck. I think it has a lot of potential, especially with the influx of Goldingo, the influx, the Metagross EX now, because of that Genesect support. It's going to be a lot of individuals, myself included, trying out that teching for those new metal cards that we're going to see a lot of. Okay. Looks like a Dragon Ball deck. Okay. Okay, this is going to be very interesting because I need a lot of things here. I need a lot of things. I don't know how I want to go about doing this because I do need a lot. I need an energy that I don't have. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of this Iono, get rid of this Quilava, and get rid of this Pidgeot EX. I'm going to Energy Search, Evolution, Artazon. What am I missing? A supporter. And then Professor's Research. Yeah, that sounds about right. Cool. And then we're gonna Arven for Buddy-Buddy Poffin. And an Evo. We're gonna get these two down. We're gonna use Energy Search. And I'm not gonna put that down yet. I'm not gonna put Artazon down yet because I don't want to help out my opponent more. But I will use this evolution so we can get one on the Pidgey and then one on the Cyndaquil. Quilava and one on the Pidgeotto down. I do run one copy of Picnic Basket in here for the Dragapult matchup. Ooh. The Duskull. A Dragapult, Duskull, Dusclops, like that whole line is dangerous. It's dangerous, it's nasty. Okay. I don't know here. Good for my opponent because I did have a nice little setup here. Go on. if they decide to knock me out here to knock out this Victini, I'm not gonna be upset about that. I'm not gonna be upset about that at all. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we're gonna Ethan's Adventure. I have to see what I want to do here. I do want to use one copy of it. And then I'm going to give it 2 copies. Okay, so my opponent just conceded. I'll explain that last one. I felt confident because I drew into the boss's orders, so I knew I had the opportunity to knock out their Dracloak that was in the active that had the energy on it, the Neo Upper Energy on it. And so once that got knocked out, I could really focus on taking out that Dreepy that was in the back. And so that's kind of the play that I was trying to set up for myself there, and really put my opponent on the back foot as far as having viable attackers on the board. I'm glad in hindsight that I did not put that Artisan down when I had the opportunity to help my opponent. So not putting that Artisan down really helped me in that situation. I think we've mulliganed in just about every game we played, right? Something to keep in mind. Ooh, is this a brick hand? This might be a brick hand, guys. This might be a really brick hand. So we have no Cyndaquils, no Pidgeys. This might not be good for us. Oh boy. My opponent is cooking up something. This is a card you don't see every day. Exactly. Okay, so we get a Gravity Mountain. That does not help us at all. So hopefully, we're just going to attach and pass. Hopefully, our opponent can't capitalize on this, and we can top deck something amazing. Okay. Go into the toxic area, that's nice. Okay. We're gonna have to attach pass. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out for us. Yeah, that's 2 or 3 opportunities we had to draw something to put on the bench, and we just didn't do it. But that's okay. It's nice to know that, you know, what we have in front of us And like, you know, this is Pokemon. Sometimes you're just gonna break and have a really bad starting hand. Okay, we have another opportunity. What do we top deck? Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Okay, we get to come in and play. So we're gonna put one Pidgey, one Cyndaquil, and we're going to pass to our opponent here. Okay, so we're gonna use the supporter card area and get rid of our Picnic Basket. I wonder if this is some type of a control style deck. Excuse me. I wonder if it's a control style deck that my opponent is playing. Because this is very interesting what we have here. What is this? Your opponent's Pokemon in play and all touch cards can be put into your opponent's hand. Interesting. Yeah, I think this is some type of control style deck that they have cooked up. I'm not accustomed to seeing. Alright, we're going to use our Bonnet by the journey here to get an Ethan. It's just going to get us set up some. Okay. Okay, I have no idea what just happened. Oh, you know what? Because of that Relicanth. I'm sure he has a. You're part of the opponent can't retreat. Okay, that's fine. That is perfectly fine with me. If my opponent wants to play it like that, that is perfectly fine. Trapping me inactive gives me more time for me to set up and do the things that I need to do. That is perfectly fine. Okay, so let's see here. I don't run any switches. I do run a boss's order. However, there's nothing I can boss up that they couldn't necessarily retreat in one turn either. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything I need right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this adventure here. Let's go ahead and use this Pidgeot and see what we have here. Let me use Bonded by the Journey again, just to ensure that I have everything. I think I got everything. Alright, so I'm gonna attack with Flare. Doesn't seem like my opponent's gonna give me much of an opportunity to do much else. And so, show damage to your Pokemon. Okay, that's nice. This is a really nice setup my opponent has here. I have to give it to him. That is a really nice setup. Yeah, so that Flare does absolutely nothing. He just heals off of it immediately. Yeah, it doesn't help me out. So the first thing I want to do after Victini gets knocked out is I need to start positioning myself in a way so that I can get that access to my Gust cards without there being an issue. Because the first card I want to get out of the way is that Pidgeot EX. That's the first card I want to get out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think I lose here because I don't have another energy. I don't have a way to retreat this. Pokemon. The only thing I can do in this situation is boss this up and pray that they don't have the energy to do anything with, which we know that's not the case. Because they had a Pidgeot, they can just go in. Oh my gosh, I now see. I now see where I messed up. Yeah, and I see where I messed up and I made my mistake. Yeah, this deck has a flaw, a obvious flaw. So I'm gonna go ahead and concede here. But there's a couple things I did wrong. Number one, I put way too much energy on the board. I'm only running 5 fire energy, and I put 4 energy on the board unnecessarily. There was no reason for me to put those energies on the board when I didn't need them, and end up costing me, because now I really have no way of retreating the energy off of my Pokemon and putting them to my Pidgeot. So at least I have an attacker, right? But hopefully somebody else learns that lesson through watching this video. The obvious flaw in this deck is very sensitive to control decks, or decks that thrive in trapping your cards in the active spot. Especially cards that you don't want trapped in the active spot, right? Okay, so we have a Nest Ball. I'm really need to go and get the Cyndaquil down. Because it looks like I'm playing against a EV deck. I wonder if it's Flareon. Sleeves might be a dead giveaway. Okay, so this is good. This is good for us. We're gonna do Ethan's Adventure. We're gonna get the Cyndaquils here, and then we're going to get a Typhlosion. No, you know what we're gonna do? Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the Cyndaquils, and we're gonna get a Typhlosion. We'll put the Cyndaquils down. We'll put the energy, and then we're gonna do the Evo, and we will. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We're just gonna use Evo here on the 2 Cyndaquils. Okay. Okay, and we need to crispen down. And I do not dislike this. And that's too crisp. I would love to top deck something amazing here, like a Professor's Research or something. Okay, get a Pidgeotto. So I probably should have used the Nest Ball for. Probably should have used the Nest Ball for the other stuff. So let's do that now. Let's use the Nest Ball for the Pidgey. just so we have it. Let's get the other Ethan's Adventure. Let's use the Ethan's Adventure. We need a Cyndaquil. We need a Quilava. We need a Energy, no doubt. So we're gonna put the Cyndaquil down. We're gonna put the Typhlosion down. Attach here. We're doing 160. Alright, we're gonna put this down. We're gonna use Redeemable Ticket. And we're gonna do 160 damage to this flare. Yeah, I made a mistake of not using that Nest Ball to put the Pidgey down, because now I could have a Pidgeotto and using Iono or the Fezandipiti to draw me that Pidgeot EX. So I can start now getting the boss's orders or whatever supporters I need in order to get busy. And they're at the advantage because they have access to all these Noctiles. I do have one copy of my own, so I do have to keep that in mind. So I'm not totally like out of the water. I do have options here. Speaking of options, hopefully we can pull like an Arven or something to get us the secret box. Okay. Okay. I'm a little nervous. I don't know what's going on. My opponent uses supportive return already? No, they haven't. Crispin. Interesting. Okay. Okay. That kind of confuses me a little bit. I'm not even gonna hold you. Confuses me just a little bit. I am gonna target this Eevee because I already know this can evolve into anything else. So we're gonna go ahead and target that Eevee, and then let's use Fezandipiti here, see what we get. Okay. Nothing that I can use right now. Use a Super Rod. Okay, I'm gonna use Ethan's. Use Buddy Blast here for knockout. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little confused only because I've never seen a Flareon that just took some damage, have to retreat to an EV that didn't just evolve. So, okay, so they're going into the Pidgeotto here, which is fine. Burning charge. That's fine. I'll go ahead and evolve this. Another Pidgeotto. And I'm going to use this Intense Adventure. I'm going to use it. Flareon. I feel like I'm gonna roll this. Okay, so they got a Gravity Mountain. Counter catcher. To the Pidgey. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to evolve. Face down. Boss. Move Buddy Blast on it. I think I'm in a pretty good spot here. The only thing I can think of that I might have misplayed, I probably should have put the Fire Energy on the Fezandipiti just in case they tried to boss and stall. But if I had Energy Search in hand, so that wouldn't have really been a problem. But anyways, GG's to my opponent. I've been trying to mentally go back and forth about whether or not to include that Brave Bengal card or not. I can't see why having one Brave Bengal. Excuse me. I don't see where having one Brave Bengal would hurt. I don't see where I lose in that situation. So I'm gonna say, just go ahead and throw a Brave Bengal down. I'm sure once I get out, I can look and see what's there to cut. But I think the pros outweigh the cons. Having an extra 30 HP, having that extra 30 damage potential is crucial. Oh, a Team Rocket's deck. I like this. This is essentially a single prize deck versus a single prize deck. So I do not want my opponent to have access to that Team Rocky's factory over and over and over again. So I'll be sure to use Artazon for the sole purpose of getting rid of that. I don't have Buddy-Buddy Poffin TEF Evolution, so that's not cool, but we'll make do. Put Pidgey down. We'll use Season's Adventure. And I'll put Energy. Cyndaquil on the bench. Okay, so we got a Spidops here. Pretty cool. I'm not concerned about the Mewtwo unless they have what's that called? Bravery Charm. They put a Bravery Charm on Mewtwo. I might be a little nervous. I ain't gonna hold you. I might be a little nervous they throw that Bravery Charm on. Alright, so when we're gonna get a Season's Adventure, that's awesome. Grab one. And we're going to use Season's Adventure to get a we're going to use Rare Candy on this Cyndaquil. We're going to put down that Quilava. We're going to use the Season's Adventure. We're going to attach this attach that there. I should probably put down a Pidgey. Put down a Pidgey. I'm not worried about spread damage. So I'll go ahead and use the glass. This is good. Got one prize card. Spidops' ability is very dangerous, that charging up ability. Luckily for us, our opponent doesn't have energy in the background. In the discard pile. So we're fortunate there. You're using the Artazon, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, see, that Bravery Charm is dangerous. Because it starts to put me out of range to one-shot it. I would have to two-shot it. The Pokemon. Alright, so Spidops has the ability to knock me out, per se. We get an Ultra Ball here. It's pretty bad for my opponent. We get an Ultra Ball here. We get an Evo here. Okay, we do 320 that, so they're still doing like 160. I think I'm gonna boss and put damage on this and put damage on this Mewtwo. I need to do that. Okay, so he has a Team Rocket's energy. Okay. Okay. I feel good about this. I feel safe about this. I feel really good about this. The reason why I felt confident gussing up that Mewtwo really quickly is because with the bench full, they can't put down Team Rocket's Wild Fit, which would take all that damage counters and throw it on one of my Pokemon if it got into the active. So now that that bench is pretty much locked like that, I can just go ahead and two-shot this Mewtwo, so I can put myself even further in front of the prizes here. The counter catcher is fine, that's gonna happen. To the Fezandipiti. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We just have to hope that we get a Arven or something to compensate us for the fact that Fez is going to be gone. Racer Ball, 220, doing just the damage needed to knock me out. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we don't even need the Ethan's Adventure. The Victini pushed us over the edge to get what we needed there. So that's gonna get us 2 prize cards. Okay, we get a Pidgeotto, that's always good. Okay, that Team Rocket's factory, by the way, I think that's one of the most broken stadiums in the game. Using the Team Rocket's supporter card and then just being able to follow up and draw in additional 2 prize cards is really nice. And then you can use Proton on the first turn. It's a very cool deck. I like it a lot. Okay, so we're gonna have the Team Rocket Spide Outs come up. I'm not in a rush to get Pidgeot EX out. I will only do that if I need it. Because I do not want to give my opponent a 2 prize opportunity unnecessarily. Yeah, no reason for me to go ahead and do that. It's not necessary. I'm gonna lead with this Typhlosion. Okay, I'm gonna put this Typhlosion down. I'm gonna put down or use Buddy-Buddy Poffin, fail it, evolve here. We're gonna use Ethan's Adventure. To get one Cyndaquil, one Quilava, one Fire Energy here. We're gonna save this energy. We're gonna learn from our mistakes and not throw down unnecessary energy. I'm gonna grab this Typhlosion. I'm gonna grab this Fezandipiti. I'm gonna grab this energy back. And then I will hit for 580. And then I will my card, get Gravity Mountain. I'm not throwing Gravity Mountain down. I think that's gonna hurt me more than anything. I'm a little nervous in case they play the supporter card Archer, because saying Archer, we both shuffle our deck. I draw 3 and they draw 5. And I like the ability of having access, direct access to when I can put down Pidgeot EX. I've spoken into existence. Did I also use my Rare Candy already? I did use my Rare Candy already. Did I use my other Evo already? I did not. You know what? I should not have been scared to put down Pidgeot EX because I don't think he has a Pokemon in his deck that could do 280 off the strength of nothing. I don't think my opponent realizes that that's just for Terra Pokemon, the ability he attempted to use there. It's just for Terra Pokemon. Attack here. I think that was a severe misplay on my opponent there. So Team Rocket's been in the queue, just so you all know. You could copy your opponent's active Terra Pokemon's attacks and use it as your attack, but it has to be a Terra Pokemon. Okay, and that looks like that's gonna be GG's for us. Yeah, I love the deck. I think it's great. I think it's one of the best single prize decks in Destiny Rivals. We don't run it like that in this format. We do run the Pidgeots, the Fezandipitis, but we have more autonomy of when we choose to make that switch, if that makes sense. So overall, I really like it. It's something I'm definitely considering bringing with me to the Pittsburgh Regional. I wish we had more gameplay against the Goldingos and the metal decks that has entered the fray, if you will. But hey, next time I'll stream it for you all. Thank you all for watching until the end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoy content like this, please consider liking and subscribing. I will see you guys next time. I'm out.